the smooth placement of qualified BECE candidates for 2020, the Ghana Education Service has put in place the following guidelines for the information of parents, guardians, teachers, candidates, and the general public. All senior high schools and senior high technical and vocational schools in Ghana have been placed in 5 categories, namely Category A, Category B, Category C, Category D, and Category E. All candidates must choose their first, second, and third choices from schools in Category A, Category B, Category C, and Category E in order of preference. Each choice must have a program and accommodation preference. Candidates and parents should note that Category A schools can only be selected once, and Category B schools can be selected twice. A candidate can select all 3 choices from Category C or Category E. Additionally, candidates are to select one mandatory senior high technical or vocational technical school and program from Category E. This category consists of all public senior high technical and vocational schools in Ghana. Candidates must know that when placed in a school in this category, the program of choice shall be a technical or vocational program. Also, candidates are to select one school from Category D. Category D represents the day school option. These schools are schools that students will prefer to attend as day students and therefore must be schools that are located in the candidate's catchment area. In total, all candidates must select 5 schools. Parents are supposed to supervise the awards in the filling and selection process, sign and then submit forms to their current junior high school. This message is brought to you by the Ghana Education Service and the Free SHS Secretariat.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the APSA bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's APSA. Unlock banking with biometrics. Now you can access the APSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download today. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
Accra College of Medicine is the leading private medical college in the country, seeking to train doctors who are committed to excellence and have the heart power. With the state-of-the-art facilities, small class size, and an amazing faculty, we help our students learn better.
My dream of becoming a medical doctor is now a reality because at ACM, I am offered the best learning experience.
We are accredited by the National Accreditation Board and the Medical and Dental Council. ACM is affiliated to the University of Ghana with mentorship from the University of Ghana Medical School.
For those who want to pursue medicine, our doors are wide open. Accra College of Medicine is the place to be.
Visit www.acm.edu.gh to apply now. Accra College of Medicine, producing the next generation of health professionals.
Kwesi, morning. I just sent you Airtel Tigo money from my new number. We delivered 2 healthy kids last night. Congrats. Have you heard? Kwesi has
2 kids. Have you heard?
My son has 2 kids. Kwesi. No. No, your sister almost me. Have you heard the news about the missing chicken?
Have you heard? Get free calls and free Airtel Tigo money transfers for 6 months on new Airtel Tigo SIMs. Get a SIM today.
It's time to be extra.
Welcome to the 1/8 stage of the 2020 National Science and Maths Quiz. We bring you the 20th contest, which features Tamale Senior High School, Osei Tutu Senior High School, and Armed Forces Senior High Technical School. The National Science and Maths Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Absa Bank and supported by Joy News, Prudential Life Insurance Ghana, GOIL, Airtel Tigo, Dano Milk, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, Central University, GTP, Adansi Travels, Third Eye Care and Vision Center, Medfair Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, and YFM. This is a primetime production. My name is Mrs. Gladys Odeshwinga. I'm your quiz mistress. Let's meet our contestants. From Tamale Senior High School, we have
Abdurrahman Bawa Mustafa, final year.
And
Nkrumah Emmanuel, final year.
putting up a great performance and ending up to again and ending fourth quarterfinal, 2016 to 2019. You got to the quarterfinal stage.
Yes, madam. Okay.
So can Tamale Senior High School maintain their seeded spot this year as they start their journey at the 1/8 stage? This is your first contest.
Yes, madam. You are
I wish you all the best.
Thank you, madam.
From the Ashanti region, we have Osei Tutu Senior High School, being represented by
final year.
And
William Miller Osei, final year.
Good. Osei Tutu sailed through their preliminary stage contest. They are here to impress us at the 1/8 stage to gain them a spot in the quarterfinal stage. Osei Tutu, we wish you all the best.
Thank you, madam.
Armed Forces Senior High Technical School is represented by
Ekama Boatin is our final year.
Ejay Apia Eric.
Please repeat your name.
Ejay Apia Eric.
Okay. Armed Forces is entering the 1/8 stage as a top-scoring runner-up school. Can Armed Forces pull through to become a seeded school this year? We are yet to see. All the best to you, Armed Forces Senior High Technical School. Best of luck to all of you. We are starting the contest. We have 5 rounds. Apart from the 3rd round, you are going to answer questions from physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics in all the rounds. In the 3rd round, it will just be one of those areas. You have 30 seconds within which to give an answer to questions that involve calculations. 10 seconds for those that do not involve calculations. Please, you cannot change your answer when I ask you to repeat, should I not hear it well. Now, in the first round, the questions are coming to a school at a time. When you get your question, you answer correctly, you earn 3 points. When you are wrong, another school may answer correctly for a bonus point, or they will lose a point when they are wrong. When you are ready to pick up a bonus point, you ring the bell to alert me. Tamale, your bell. Osei Tutu, your bell. Armed Forces, your bell. Thank you very much. All our bells are working perfectly. In the first round, I'm starting with Armed Forces Senior High Technical School. There's a preamble to all schools for this set, so let's hear the preamble. An object of mass 0.2 kilogram moves with a constant acceleration. Armed Forces. Find the work done on the object by the net force acting on it when its velocity changes from -2 meters per second to 8 meters per second. Yes, Apia.
Yes. Okay, we are having the energy as 6 joules.
That is correct. And please, contestants, when I put a question to you, don't repeat the question in your answer. Just give me the answer straight away, okay? Tamale Senior High. Find the work done on the object by the net force acting on it when its velocity changes from 2 meters per second to 8 meters per second. Yes, Emmanuel.
6 joules. 6 joules.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. Find the work done on the object by the net force acting on it when its velocity changes from -2 meters per second to 2 meters per second. Yes, Leo.
We have 0 joules.
0, that is correct. A preamble to all schools. Simplify the sum. Armed Forces. 3 root 128 minus 5 root 32 plus 2 root 50. Yes, Apia.
14 square root of 2.
That is correct. Tamale, 6 root 63 plus 5 root 175 minus 10 root 112. For a bonus, it is 3 root 7. Osei Tutu, 5 root 147 minus 7 root 108 plus 2 root 243. Yes, Leo.
8 through 2.
No, please. Armed forces for a bonus.
Having 11 with 3.
That is correct. Armed forces. A version of Graham's law of diffusion states that the rate of diffusion of a gas at constant temperature and pressure is indirectly proportional to the square root of the density of the gas. Explain why the rate of diffusion can also be indirectly proportional to the square root of the molar mass of the gas. Yes, Apia.
Okay. The density of a gas is directly proportional to its molar mass and indirectly proportional to its volume. And so therefore, if the rate of a gas is indirectly proportional to the square root of its density, and since the molar mass of a gas is directly proportional to its density, then the rate of a gas can also be indirectly proportional to the square root of its molar mass.
No, I won't give to you. Tamale.
This is because the molar mass of a gas is equal to 2 times the vapor density. So, and for that matter, the molar mass and then the vapor density are directly proportional to one another. So, since the rate of reaction is inversely proportional to the square root of density, and then it will also be, the rate of reaction will also be, the rate of diffusion will also be inversely proportional to the molar mass, since the molar mass and the vapor density.
No, please. Equal volumes of different gases contain the same number of particles. Therefore, moles per unit volume at a given temperature and pressure is constant. Hence, the densities of gases are directly proportional to their molar masses. Tamale, discuss how the kinetic or molecular theory can be used to explain the Graham's law of diffusion or effusion. Yes, Mustafa.
From the kinetic theory, this theory states that gases are in constant random motion, and as they are in constant random motion, they collide with each other. And it also states that temperature is, or the kinetic energy of the gaseous molecules is directly proportional to the absolute temperature. So the kinetic theory actually states that when the temperature of gases is increased, the kinetic energy will increase, and therefore this will increase the rate of diffusion. And also the kinetic theory states that, and if also temperature is reduced, the reverse happens. And also the kinetic theory says that gases are in constant random motion, and so their diffusion can be affected by factors such as temperature.
Okay, I'll give you 2 out of 3. Osei Tutu, at low temperatures or high pressures, real gases deviate from the ideal gas behavior. Why?
This condition is true because at high pressures, the volume at high pressures, the molecules of the gaseous elements get the energy to collide effectively with each other efficiently. And at high temperatures, the kinetic energy between the gaseous molecules gets more energy to move faster and to move faster. And this is because for real gases, the molecular attraction between the atoms are stronger. So when the temperature is increased, these bonds are reduced to give them more energy to move at higher temperature, at higher speeds, and the high pressure.
Okay, let me stop you. I'm not giving to you. Will anyone take it for a bonus? So at high pressures, gases occupy low volumes. The volumes occupied by the gaseous particles are no longer negligible. At low temperatures and high pressures, the gaseous molecules are close to one another, and intermolecular forces of attraction and repulsion affect the actual pressures. Preamble to all schools. State how the following factors affect the speed of conduction of nerve impulse. Armed forces, the presence of a myelin sheath. Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Myelinated neurons, that is, neurons that possess myelin sheath, are able to conduct electrical impulses at a faster rate, that is, at a faster speed. And these myelin sheath contains neurolema, and hence they prevent the leakage of electrical impulses along the neuron as they are being transmitted along the neuron. And so it speeds up the rate at which the neurons are being transmitted along the nerve.
I'll give you 1 out of 3. Yes, you talked about it leading to the increase in the speed of electrical impulses in the neurons. But the myelin sheath insulates the axonal membrane and reduces the ability of ions to leak out of the axon. Tamale, the diameter of the axon. Go ahead, Mustafa.
Madam, the diameter of the axon provides a large surface area for an increased nerve impulse conduction. This is because for a large diameter, the surface area of the neuron becomes very high, or there's a large surface area to volume ratio for easy conduction of nerve impulses along the axonal membrane of the neuron. So the speed of conduction actually increases with increasing diameter of the axonal membrane.
So I'll give you 2 out of 3. I just needed you to add that less ions or current will leak from the axon. Osei Tutu, temperature. Yes, please. Leo.
Temperature aids in the fast or the speed conduction of impulses. When temperature is very high, the rate at which impulses are conducted from one site to another becomes very high. This is because the neurons tends to come very closer to each other, hence lowering their space between them to conduct their impulses. But if temperature becomes very low, the neurons are spaced apart, which does not help in easy transport of information from one neuron cell to another.
I'll also give you 2 out of 3. You needed to add that the enzymes that control the Na plus K plus ATPase will work faster. A 5.0 kilogram object hangs from the roof of a horizontally moving vehicle by means of a light inextensible string. Armed forces, find the tension in the string when the acceleration of the vehicle is 24 meters per second squared. Go ahead, please, Isaiah. A button.
The tension is 60 newtons.
No, please. Osei Tutu for a bonus.
120 newtons.
No, please. It is 130 newtons. Tamale, find the tension in the string when the acceleration of the vehicle is 2.25 meters per second squared. Yes, Emmanuel.
You have the tension to be 61.25 newtons.
No, please. Anyone? It is 51 newtons. Osei Tutu, find the tension in the string when the acceleration of the vehicle is 10.5 meters per second squared. Yes, Leo.
You have 102.5 Newton.
No, please. It is 73 newtons. Express y in terms of x, given that armed forces. The vectors A equals the expression x plus 2i minus 3j, and B equals 5i plus yj are perpendicular. Yes. Watching.
I'm having y to be equal to 5x divided by 3 plus 10 divided by 3.
That is correct. Tamale Senior High School. The vectors A equals 5i plus yj and B equals xi plus 5j are parallel. Yes, Emmanuel.
We have y to be equal to 25 over x.
That is correct. Osei Tutu, the vectors A equals 9xi plus yj and B equals xi minus yj are perpendicular. Yes.
We had y to be equal to negative 9x.
Y to be equal to
negative 9x.
Negative
9x.
9x.
Yes, please.
No, please. Armed forces.
Y is equal to plus or minus 3x.
That is correct. Preamble to all schools. CO gas reacts with gaseous ammonia according to the following equation. CO gas plus gaseous NH3 resulting in gaseous HCN plus gaseous H2O. Consider the following bond energies all in kilojoule per mole. CN triple bond 891, CO triple bond 1075, CH single bond 415, NH single bond 390, OH single bond 464. So armed forces, calculate the energy required to break all the necessary bonds during the reaction. Go ahead, please.
I'm having 2,500. I'm having 2,245 kilojoules per mole.
You are not allowed to change your answer. Osei Tutu rank for a bonus.
Positive 2,245 kilojoules per mole.
Let me just give it to armed forces. So armed forces, you get it. Tamale, calculate the energy required to form all the new bonds during the reaction. Please make up your mind before you start answering. Yes.
We have 2,130 kilojoules.
No, please. Armed forces.
Okay. We have negative 2,234 kilojoules per mole.
The unit is kilojoule.
It's the same thing.
So the unit is kilojoule by per mole, so I give to you for a bonus. So you get the bonus. Tamale Senior High School. Calculate the enthalpy change when 136 grams of ammonia react with excess CO gas when the energy required to break the bond is plus 2245 kilojoule per mole, and energy given out is negative 2234 kilojoules per mole. N is 14.0, H is 1.00. Go ahead, Osei Tutu.
You have positive 1,496 kilojoules.
Positive
1,496.
1,000, you mean? 1,000.
496 kilojoules per mole.
No, please. Armed forces.
We are having positive 72 kilojoules.
No, please. It's positive 88.0 kilojoules. Preamble, so a question to all schools. When I get to you, you give me your answer. Plastids develop from immature undifferentiated cells called proplastids. Proplastids mature into 4 types of specialized plastids. Name one each. Armed forces. Yes.
Chromoplast.
That is correct. Tamale.
We have leucoplast.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. Yes.
Chloroplast.
That is correct. The last one is gerontoplasts. Yes, so before we end, the round has ended. I'm not going to ask any more questions. I had to give to armed forces because, well, they were mentioning, they didn't finish mentioning the answer. They didn't. Please, audience, stop clapping so that I finish. So he started 2,500. He didn't finish. Then he started 2,245. That's why I gave you, because you didn't break in between. Thank you.
Change the world. But despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women.
Armed forces, I'm sorry, I cannot take your answer. Make up your mind before you start, okay?
Keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us.
Every now and again, Goil makes good things happen. This time, Goil has introduced Super XP Run 95, a higher grade fuel loaded with additives and yet sold at the same price as normal fuel. Goil Super XP Run 95 enhances engine performance like never before. It maintains the engine by keeping it clean from carbon deposits. Goil Super XP Run 95 is designed to burn slowly and thus improves fuel economy, making you save money after several kilometers. Goil Super XP Run 95 gives you...
At the end of the first round, Osei Tutu Senior High School had 8 points. Tamale Senior High School had 12 points, and Armed Forces Senior High Technical School had 15 points. Contestants, we are entering the speed race, the second round. Please make up your mind before you start answering. It's just like you are spelling. If you spell AT and it should be AM, you cannot go back to change to AT. You get it? So please, collect your mind before you ring. And if I ask you to answer after you have rung and you delay, I'll move on to the next school. Or I'll take it that you have answered wrongly. Okay? Good. Speed race. The questions are coming to all schools at the same time. You may take turns in answering. If you are the first to answer correctly, you have 3 points. When you get it wrong, a second school may answer correctly for 2 points. When they are wrong, the third school may answer correctly for a single point. Any unsuccessful attempt loses you a point. When you are ready to give your answer, you ring the bell to alert me. Let's make sure our bells are working. Tamale. Osei Tutu. Armed Forces. So we start with our speed race. All the best to you. What is likely to be the shape of the molecule of sulfur 2 chloride? Yes, Tamale.
It's linear.
It's
linear.
What?
Linear.
Linear. No, please. Armed Forces.
Bent or V-shaped.
That is correct. S2Cl2 is a pale yellow liquid with boiling point of 138 degrees Celsius. It hydrolyzes in water to give H2S gas and trioxosulfate 4 acid. Give a balanced equation for the reaction. Tamale.
We have S2Cl2 plus 4H2O going into H2S plus H2SO4.
No, please.
SO3.
Anyone else? Osei Tutu.
We have S2Cl2 plus 4H2O goes into H2S plus H2SO4 plus Cl2.
No, please. As one or the other, so I'll give the two equations. S2Cl2 plus 3H2O resulting in H2S plus H2SO3, or S2Cl2 plus H2O, 3H2O resulting in H2S plus SO3 2 minus plus 2H plus. Duralumin is an alloy. What are the Yes, Osei Tutu.
You have manganese, magnesium, aluminium, manganese, magnesium, aluminium, and that's all.
Okay, no, please. Is aluminium, magnesium, and copper. Aluminium alone is 95%. Magnesium and copper are, aluminium alone is 95%. Magnesium and copper together form 5%. Which of the following is an example of imbibition? A, the exchange of gases in the stomata of leaves. B, the uptake of water by root hairs. C, the opening and closing of stomata. D, swelling of seed when put in soil. Yes, Osei Tutu.
The swelling of seed when placed in the soil.
That is correct. Which part of a neuron is responsible for firing an action potential and sending a message to... Yes, Osei Tutu.
We have the dendrite.
The?
Dendrite.
No, please. Tamale?
Madam, we have the axon.
That is correct. What name is given to the treatment of seeds at low temperature? Yes, Osei Tutu.
Venalization.
That is correct. Find the Bohr energy in electron volts of a hydrogenic atom of atomic number 2 in the state in which the radius of the Bohr orbit is 2.38 times 10 to the power negative 10 meter. Negative 6.05 electron volts. Determine the magnification produced by a concave spherical mirror whose radius of curvature is 0.50 meter of a paraxial object with an object distance of 0.40 meter. Osei Tutu.
1.67.
No, please. Armed forces.
0.60.
No, please. Negative 1.7. Assuming the proton is a solid sphere whose radius approximately equals 0.80 FM and whose mass approximately equals 1.67 times 10 to the power negative 27 kilogram. Estimate the density of the proton. (7.8 times 10 to the power 17 kilogram per meter cubed). Find the first three terms of the sequence UN given by UN equals the expression sine of the expression pi over 3 all to the power n. Yes, armed forces.
Okay, we are having
root of 3 on 2.
Square root of 3 on 2, 3 on 4, and 3 root 3 on 8.
I won't give to you. Tamale, please, give me your answer.
We have the first three terms to be root 3 on 2, 3 on 4, and 3 root 3 all over 8. The same thing.
So I'll give to Tamale. you'd realize they are the same answer. But you have to give me the first three terms. So you have to tell me which is the first term. But if you mention just terms, I don't know which is first or second. But Tamale has arranged them. Find the sum to infinity of the series. 4 plus 4 over 3 plus 4 over 9 plus 4 over 27 plus and so on and so forth. Armed forces.
6.
That is correct. Given that x equals 4 plus root 17, evaluate the expression x minus 1 over x and simplify your answer. Armed forces.
0.
No, please. Osei Tutu.
8 plus 2 root 17.
8 plus
2 root 17.
No, please. Tamale.
You have 2 root 17.
No, please. The answer is 8. And that's the end of the speed race.
COVID-19 has changed the world, but despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. COVID-19.
With biometrics, now you can access the ABSA mobile banking app using your fingerprint or facial recognition. Download. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA. Unlock banking.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the ABSA bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's ABSA.
So contestants, please, when you're answering questions in sequence, please be specific. It doesn't hurt for you to start, U1 is this, U2 is this, U3 is this. Just to take out any ambiguity, okay? It doesn't hurt at all to put all those there so that nobody will be confused and nobody will think you've been favored. So armed forces, you get the 3 points. Osei Tutu, you don't get the 2. At the end of the speed race, Osei Tutu Senior High School had 9 points. Tamale Senior High School had 11 points, and Armed Forces Senior High Technical School, 21 points. It's time for our problem of the day. Don't turn over your sheets yet. The problem of the day comes to all schools at the same time. You have 4 minutes within which to present your answers on the screen. I would assess your answers after the 4 minutes and then read out the expected solution from our consultant and award the points. Now, the problem of the day is a complex question requiring the use of multiple concepts and formulas. It's worth 10 points. It's worth 10 points. At stake in this round, the third round, is the Prudential Life Insurance NSMQ Star. It's awarded to the school that earns 10 out of 10 in the problem of the day. A star at this stage is worth 2,400 Ghana cedis to the team. All the best to you in this round. Please stand by your screens. You may take up 10, don't turn your back to the audience, please. Now let's turn over our sheets and read our problem of the day. Unpolarized light of intensity I is 800 watts per meter squared. It's incident on a stack of 3 linear polarizers. The transmission axis of the first polarizer is vertical. That of the second makes an angle of 45 degrees with a horizontal, and that of the third makes an angle of 75 degrees with a vertical. Determine the intensity and polarization state of light transmitted through A, the first polarizer, B, the second polarizer, C, the third polarizer. This is our problem of the day. You have 4 minutes to give a solution. Thank you. stop work, please sit down. When I finish here. Okay, so we have seen the solution from our contestants. This problem was from physics. And with all the information given, the students were supposed to find the first polarizer, the second polarizer, and the third polarizer, the light transmitted through them. So for the first one, they have to use the equation, so that will be I1 equals I over 2, which is equal to 400 watts per meter squared. The transmitter light is linearly polarized in the vertical direction. That earns you 2 points there. In fact, I'll give the answers. The total will be 10. Then, for the B, you use the equation I2 equals I1 cos squared theta, which will give you 200 watts per meter squared. And the light transmitted is nearly polarized at 45 degrees to the vertical. Then the third one, that you use the equation I3 equals I2 cos squared theta, which is equal to 200 watts. So it will end up being 150 watts per meter squared. And the transmitted light is linearly polarized at 75 degrees to the vertical or 15 degrees to the horizontal. And this was what was expected of them. Unfortunately, none of the schools was able to get any of the answers correct. So no school got a point. Before we move on to the fourth round,
But despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. COVID-19 has changed the world. But despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. COVID-19 has changed.
Tamale Senior High School and Armed Forces Senior High Technical School would like to make changes. For Tamale Senior High School, Gado Adam Seidu is coming in for Nkrumah Emmanuel. For Armed Forces Senior High School, Amponsa Angela is coming in for Boatin Isaiah. Ekwama Boatin Isaiah. So thank you for being with us in Nkrumah Emmanuel. You are welcome, Gado Adam Seidu. And thank you for being with us, Ekwama Boatin Isaiah. You are welcome, Angela. So we start our fourth round. In this round, each school will get a statement. You tell me whether your statement is true or false. When you are right, you earn 2 points. When you are wrong, you lose a point. Another school may answer correctly for for the full 2 points or lose a point when they are wrong when you decide not to answer at all. Questions in this round are just for 10 seconds, unless otherwise stated. So we start with our fourth round. I'll be starting with Tamale Senior High School. A preamble to all schools. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other perpendicularly, then it is, I take the preamble again. If the diagonals of a quadrilateral bisect each other perpendicularly, then it is, Tamale, a rectangle. Yes, Mustafa.
False.
Yes, that's correct. Osei Tutu, a square. Yes, Leo.
True.
No, please. Armed forces, a rhombus. Yes, Angela.
False.
No, please. A molecule of polystyrene is partly aromatic. Tamale, true or false? Mustafa?
True.
That is correct. Osei Tutu, thermosetting plastics do not melt on heating. Yes, Leo?
True.
That is correct. Armed forces. Nylon is a typical example of thermosetting plastic. Yes, Apia.
False.
No, please. Tamale Senior High School. The iris is responsible for maintaining the shape of the globe of the eye and offers resistance to internal and external forces. Yes, Mustafa.
False.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. The conjunctiva or the conjunctiva is a thin membrane that covers the front of the eye. Yes?
True.
That is correct. Armed forces. The sclera is the thick white coat that forms the outer layer of the eyeball. Yes, Angela.
True.
That is correct. Tamale. The electric field at a point is the electric force on a small positive charge at the point divided by the charge. Yes, Mustafa.
True.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. The electric field at a point is a measure of the number of electric field lines that pass through the point. Go ahead, Leo.
True.
No, please. Armed forces. The magnitude of the electric field at a point is a measure of the quantity of electric charge at the point. Yes, please.
False.
That is correct, Angela. Tamale. If the product of two real numbers is a rational number, then both numbers are rational. Yes, Mustafa.
False.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. If the product of two real numbers is an irrational number, then both numbers are irrational. Yes, Leo.
False.
That is correct. Armed forces. If the sum of two real numbers is a rational number, then both numbers are rational numbers. Yes, Angela.
False.
That is correct. Tamale. The oxidation state of carbon is Ca. The oxidation state of carbon in CaC2 is -2. Yes, Mustafa.
False.
No, please. Osei Tutu. The oxidation state of carbon in all hydrocarbons is the same. Yes, Leo.
True.
No, please. Armed forces. The oxidation state of carbon in ethanol is different from its oxidation state in diethyl ether.
False.
That is correct. A preamble to the next set. State whether the following are true or false with respect to estivation of flowers. State whether the following are true or false with respect to estivation of flowers. Tamale. When sepals or petals in a whorl just touch one another at the margin without overlapping, it is said to be valvate. Yes, Mustafa?
False.
No, that's not correct. Osei Tutu, if one margin of the appendage overlaps that of the next one, it is called twisted. Yes, please.
False.
No. Armed forces. If the margins of sepals or petals overlap one another, but not in any particular direction, the estivation is called imbricate. Yes, Angela.
True.
That is correct. Last set for this round with a preamble. Two stretched strings, A and B, are similar and produce beats of a certain frequency when sounded together. When the tension in string A is slightly increased, the beat frequency decreases. Tamale. The frequency of the note produced by A increases when A is tightened. Yes, Mustafa.
True.
That is correct. Osei Tutu. The frequency of the note produced by A before tightening is greater than the frequency of B. Yes, Leo.
False.
That is correct. Armed forces. Last one. The frequency of the note produced by B decreases when A is tightened. Yes, Angela.
False.
That is correct. We've come to the end of the fourth round. Tamale, your last or your second chemistry statement, it was a false statement, so you get it. So we start with the 5th round. But before that, let's hear the results for the 4th round. Osei Tutu Senior High School had 13 points. Tamale Senior High School had 24 points. And Armed Forces Senior High Technical School had 31 points. It's time for our riddles. There are 4 riddles in this round, the 5th round. I'm going to give you clues to help you solve the riddle. If you're able to solve on the first clue, you earn 5 points. Second, 4 points. From the third to the very last one, you earn 3 points. They are not coming to any school in particular, so you may even take turns in solving the riddle. If you attempt and you are unsuccessful, you set out of competition for that particular riddle. You may join us in the next one, if there is any. Now, in the 5th round, at stake is the Gore Riddle Bonanza. The Bonanza seeks to reward a school that is able to solve 3 or 4 riddles correctly. So if you're able to get 3 out of 4, you stand a chance of earning 1,200 Ghana cedis to the team. And if you're able to solve all 4 riddles correctly, you earn 1,600 Ghana cedis, and this also goes to the team. So let's start with our riddles. All the best to you. Tamale, let's check your bell. Osei Tutu, Armed Forces. Good. I am a statistical diagram. Yes, Osei Tutu.
Histogram.
No, please. I'm a plot of 2 sets of measurements. I gave an indication about the correlation. Yes, Armed Forces.
Cumulative.
Yes, Angela.
Cumulative frequency curve.
No, please. About the correlation between the 2 sets of measurements. I consist of points scattered all over the plane. That accounts for my name. Who am I? Yes, Tamale. Mustafa, go ahead.
Scattered diagram.
That is correct. We are found somehow in the Earth's crust, just like most elements. We are not necessarily found free in the uncombined state. We are very reactive, but not as reactive as our neighbors to the left. Osei Tutu.
Alkali earth metals.
That is correct. It was on the 3rd clue, so they earned 3 points. I'm a disease caused by parasitic worms. I'm the most common helminthic disease. Yes, Osei Tutu.
You have schistosomiasis.
No, please. Children are most commonly affected by me. My symptoms become more noticeable when the roundworm infestation grows. I am an infection of the small intestine caused by ascaris. Yes, Tamale.
Psoriasis.
That is correct. I'm a simple machine. When friction is present, as is usually the case in real situations, my efficiency is less than unity. Osei Tutu.
A pulley.
No, please. I am characterized by an angle. When friction is taken, yes, Armed Forces.
An inclined plane.
That is correct. That ended our contest.
But despite the challenges, the spirit of Africanacity is still alive. It's in the tenacity of the men and women keeping us going. It's in the creativity you use to work, teach, and do it all. And it's in the ingenuity of all those who are making a difference. Thank you to everyone still getting things done. Your Africanacity inspires us. COVID-19.
Chat to us anytime, anywhere. Access our virtual assistant, the APSA bot, 24/7. That's Africanacity. That's APSA.
So the 20th contest of the 1/8 stage of the 2020 National Science and Maths Quiz has come to an end. These are the scores. Osei Tutu Senior High School had 16 points. Tamale Senior High School had 30 points. And Armed Forces Senior High Technical School had 34 points. Tamale Senior High School and Osei Tutu, you fought well, but it wasn't enough. I wish you the best. Go and prepare, come better next year, and I hope you go further next year. So see you then. Armed Forces Senior High Technical School, congratulations to you. You won the contest and so have gained a spot in the quarterfinals. I wish you the best as you move to the next round of competition. Our audience, thank you for being with us throughout the exciting contest, and congratulations to Armed Forces Senior High Technical School again. I hope that your score may not get you to win the Airtel Tigo Highest Scorer of the Day award, unfortunately. But that would have been worth 2,000 Ghana cedis at this stage. Join us for our next contest, which will feature Kwando Senior High School, Apam Senior High School, and Nkwetia Presby Senior High School. The National Science and Maths Quiz is sponsored by the Ghana Education Service in partnership with Absa Bank, and supported by Joy News, Prudential Life Insurance, Ghana, GOIL, Airtel Tigo, Dano Milk, Accra College of Medicine, Academic City University College, Central University, GTP, Adansi Travels, Third Eye Care and Vision Center, Medfem Multi-Specialist Hospital and Fertility Center, and YFM. This is a primetime production. See you in our next contest.
you.